Hi folks, once again my name is Gonli Wamenge. This I'm gonna curse, insult and disgrace that enter into my impacts from Owen Johnson to Azama. My people, me, who stood by this young man, been promoting him from 2018 to now to 2020 to the Chief Tuazama Legacy Award. He telling me now that I am on the money. On the money for what? Back in the days, when you are mad at your parents, either your uncle or your father, and you want to say something like, look at my uncle big head, or look at my father big head, you will go all the way behind the house and hide yourself to say something like that. But now, you're bringing us on the social media and cussing us and belittle us, disgrace us to the lowest level. What have we done? And if we don't advise you people again, we will be cussed. Because you see, look at the Liberian society today. There are people in Liberia today, men and women, mostly the young men. They think that the only way they can correct the system is to curse the mama and the papa of those in authority. So, if we don't advise you people again, we will be cursed. We advise you again, we will be cursed. Now, what have I done to you, Owen? I'm going to be the very first great-grandfather who will come also on the social media and give you the same advice I gave you that really disturbs you, that make you to treat me now as your enemy. Would I just stay right in my living room where you and myself talk? This is my story. One day I invited Mr. Owen Johnson to Azama to a GB dinner. I decided to invite my best friend, Perry Moluba, former Deputy Minister of Commerce, and also one of my Peking and my friend, Gon Kanu. And then it was Mr. Perry Moluba who started the conversation about his days with Bacchus Matthew when they were incarcerated. And I also explained Bongba Abortive School when Joseph Bier was shot dead right in front of me at the Manu River Union Bridge. He was the first casualty of that. So Owen said that he wanted to organize a roundtable discussion so that we can explain most of these stories just to reflect our minds on the past, nothing else. So we agreed. Owen Johnson began to plan this program rapidly. The next day, Owen Johnson called me and said, "You're the chairman of the Roundtable Discussion Planning Committee." And as a matter of fact, he went to the extent of naming Bassa Wildor, organization they call Bassa Wildor, and my organization, Wame Entertainment and Public Awareness, to be the collaborator with his Tuazama Development Initiative, organizing this Chief Tuazama Legacy Award. Without consulting me, that how you were putting our organization out there. And my organization had no interest in doing this, but anyway, since he is my son, he put me in this, no problem, I will try. Every day my face was on the social media, promoting this. Everything I was seeing it on the social media. I never get to see, let's say the hall. I asked him, I want to see the hall, I didn't see it. Until the day of Chief Tuazama Legacy Award. The first few people who met me in the hallway, I was so ashamed. I bowed my head. I couldn't tell them that this was the hall that was being publicized on the social media. Now one balloon was hanging up. On the 7th of March, immediately following the Chief Tuazama Legacy Award, I didn't feel satisfied. So I told him, "Hey, Peking, you have to come into my apartment and let us talk." And that night I advised the young man. And I said, "Owen, first of all, those of us who were born in the 50s and a little beyond that, in our little political settlement that was one known as the Zolgar chieftain. Great men like Old Man Mohammed Dagwe, Chief Kawen Tuazama, we look up to these people like they are our fathers. Even though they don't have to manufacture all of us biologically, but traditionally, they are our fathers too. So we cannot use these people's name almost like in a form of radicals. When you use the social media to disseminate information, anything you post on the social media, whether you give that thing or whatever information a beautiful polishing treatment that will make a lot of people gravitate towards your or whatever you presented, the work of the social media is done. How that will come to a full fruition, the physical manifestation of what you say will happen, it rests upon you. When they didn't see what you say they will see, you open yourself for any way, any kind of way that people look at you. Look at what you design, a Hollywood style of reception, and presented it like a bit to the people on the social media, and paste people pictures on it, encouraging them to look at such a presentation. They are coming here thinking that they're going to walk into the place, into what you showed them, what you sent to them. Is not what they see. Behold, it was fake that you presented to the people. And they're asking me, if this is the kind of a thing that you guys produce on the social media, causing people to come here, this is it? And here the people marching into a place that looked like somebody's bedroom or living room. It brought shame upon me. Why did you do this to me? Why? So I said, Owen, when you get here, I want you to take the mic and say something like apology, because, and you can even make up a story and say, hey, look, the hall I paid for is not the hall they gave me. But anyway, I'm sorry. But when Owen took the mic, he ended up blasting me.
On my way here, I got a message that everything was not good. But I have never apologized to no man. I have never bowed my head down to no man.
This man went on stage and blasted me because I was the only person who told him, you have to go on stage to apologize to the people. You got to limit the things that you disseminate on the social media. When you say dinner will be served, you are saying to the Lama men that used to eat takwagi, you are saying to the Gil men, the Mano men, the Va men that used to the Basayama, all of those things that you're saying it to people that used to the palm butter and things, you know, these are traditional people. When you say dinner will be served, and all these people inform their own people, and they came, those that we invited, they came with their own people that they too invited, like Honorable Terry Moloba. Everybody paid. I paid, my wife paid, our name was the first on the list, my son paid, Perry Moloba paid, his son paid, his granddaughter paid, his granddaughter husband paid, his stepdaughter paid, everybody paid. And while we're reaching into their pockets and taking their money for get music and all of that, and then we will have to serve them with crackers, pieces of cracker or chips and dips, taking their money for VIP when there is no VIP. When all the funny looking tables all look the same, that wasn't called for. Chief Tuazama Legacy Award, it should have been marked with something very marvelous. Now, if at all we don't even kill cow, we should have been the right thing to do. We can't serve the people with crackers or chips and dips. That was wrong. And that also made me shame. When the people came, they asked me for the program sheet. There is no program sheet. The program was conducted by you. Hey, you, come here. I want you to say so. Hey, you, come. I want you to say so. There were some community leaders standing on the stage that night when you called them, hey, you, come stand here. They didn't know the reason why they were standing there. You can't run a program for a big man in honor of a great man like Kawen Tuazama like this. It should have been well organized. all the cultural artists from Canada, and I invited almost most of them to the Chief Tuazama Legacy Award. Did you see them? None of them agreed to come because they also have their own story. Tuazama was a unified. You cannot create a divided audience for yourself. A man who was loved in the Bee community, in the Mano community, in the Gio community, in the Madingo community. Now, one of the worst thing you ever did to me was to tell me, Papi, I said yes, come with your gown to the awards. I don't know the reasons I will come in with my gown because I dress in a court suit. I'm asking you to tell me the reason, Papi, you just come with your gown. Behold, you wanted me to wear my gown and to give you Chief Cowan Tuazama's crown. To give you the crown that belonged to Ome Tuazama. To crown you among Ome Tuazama children. Don't you know people were looking? I didn't even know what to say. Standing on the stage, rocking my hair to come up with a word that would describe what I was doing. And every time I will consult you. We did not rehearse for this. Even if you had told me before, I would say no to take that royal priesthood. Now, tell me, I come from all the way behind Nabia River in a little village called Boale. My village is not even close to Bam. This type of ritual that should have taken place in the city called Bam, the home of Tuazama, where the elders will either go in his old book and come with a unanimous decision to crown one of Tuazama's children, you, the grandson or great-grandson, I don't know, and then you are calling someone who actually belong in the Tuazama inner circle. After you have put the person on the world stage, you say, this is what I want you to bring your gown for. I couldn't back off. If my Beatrice Tuazama was not sitting on the stage that night, when I got to know that's what you wanted me to do, I would have just jumped out and run away. $160. You send it to me, cash out. What was it for? The projector that was rented that night from Street Road, New York camera. And the guy who was taking photo that night is called Mamalu, Henry Mamalu. And I gave me a $40. There was a soda purchased that night for $30. That was the money the man gave me. Right. I took $100, my own money. I sent it to Cavalcante. I went to Mr. Perry Moluba. He complained. Said he brought all his family. And they said dinner would be served. And there was nothing for the children to eat. Everybody came hungry and how they went home hungry. He promised this boy from Minnesota that he will buy the boy ticket to come to the program. He has publicized this on the social media. When I said, are you sending the man ticket? He said, Papi, that one there, let's call one of his friends to come and pick up his awards. I said, no, that's not going to be a good repetition for you. I contacted the airline and paid $127 to bring the man from Minnesota to Philadelphia. A lot of money that I paid to people because I tried to do that to cover him. I have to go and beg some of them, like Honorable Perry Moluba. I begged him and I gave him $50. When I said, I got your certificate, he said, don't bring nothing to me. I've been promoting Owen Johnson from 2018 in almost all of his activities. I told him, my pikin, Bible said if you are honest in small things, you will be honest in a big thing. But if you are dishonest in a small thing, you will be massively dishonest in a big thing. This is my story.